Same height as
You wouldn't
me.
date someone that's the same height as you?
I'm a lover girl.
Oh, okay, but why? No, but why? I want to know why.
I just think on an evolutionary basis, yeah, the men that are taller have an evolutionary advantage.
Oh, what? How? What? They're not hunting. They're going Tesco. Hi, guys.
Hi guys, we're not doing that. No, because you know what, Stephanie, I'm sick of there's certain videos, yeah, that come up and it's like, hey.
Hi. I've only had pre-workout and a protein shake today.
Do you want some caffeine?
Absolutely not.
We had a discussion. I think I'm addicted to it now. So gang. Yeah, that's my news. That's it. But you know what I did buy today?
What?
Crea Glow.
What's that?
So you know how Free Soul have now started their creatine?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's their hydration. So Crea Glow, I think it's their creatine and hydration with collagen. All together, just bah.
I don't know, when it comes to like creatine, I like to get the men brands. You know, when it's like in a black top, because then I know it's going to work. So when you start sprinkling pink into it.
But this is what
I don't trust it.
Right, I had a debate at work about this, right? Because when I saw Crea Glow and like Free Soul, creatine's not for the boys. I said, you're talking to me, marketing for me.
Yeah, that's
because creatine was so scary, and obviously I've been dying to try creatine, right? Because of what it actually does to your body, and so I could just look. Do you get what I mean? But it was too in its branding. It's like, you know, like even pre-workout. I'm trying to get a pre-workout, and I just want a nice pre-workout. Not pre-workout.
But that's the ones that work. The one that look like Gorilla's Men.
No.
Like when it's in a black bottle, nah, that's what I feel like that's the one that works. When it's like, pink and stuff, you read it says 2% creatine. What's that going to do for me?
3.4 grams, actually.
I take gummies anyway.
Oh, creatine gummies?
Yeah.
You can't chat shit.
No, but it actually works.
But creatine gummies are like, that's the bit, like, creatine.
No,
it's not creatine.
No, it's creatine. It's just gummies.
Like creatine,
because it's just less pressure. I can just chuck it in my hand as I'm going.
It gives kids and grown-ups love it, so the happy world of creatine.
Well, it works. It's not pink. I don't trust any creatine that comes in a pink tub.
I'm so excited. It's pink and baby. I feel like at one point in my childhood, here we go again, I smell of milk, and I think
maybe.
Because I used to drink a lot of milk.
Yeah, but babies in general smell like milk.
Do they?
Yeah, I feel like they smell like milk.
They do consume a lot.
Yeah, they smell like milk. Like,
also, what was like? If we go back to reception, right, where they used to give us milk, and obviously there were so many kids that are lactose intolerant.
Milk and bread with butter. Me that has a gluten intolerance, I'd have lactose intolerance. I was fighting for my life on that.
You
carpet.
have gluten intolerance?
Yeah, I do.
Where did you find that out?
Lockdown, I believe.
So
I actually do. No, it wasn't lockdown. It was before, because I had to do. You know when they put the patches on you. Yeah, and that's when I found out that I'm actually not allergic to pineapple anymore.
Oh yeah, you remember?
But I do. But yeah, I did a test and I'm gluten intolerant. But obviously, I'm gonna ignore that because I eat rice. But that's why I get so bloated and gassy when I eat like things with gluten in it.
Yeah, normal shit.
Yeah, I don't eat bread that much.
Oh, did you lose out on pizza then?
No, I still eat pizza. I mean,
Fair
I
enough.
don't.
And you love a burger, actually.
I love a burger. I really do love a burger. But it comes with consequences.
So now, wait, hold on. So when we be going to GBK again, milkshake and
cheeseburger, milkshake, I've actually straight through me, belly hurting, like bent over, like hurting, holding my stomach, holding it.
So, because I remember there was one point I think we went to Lakeside and we ate, and then he was like, we gotta wrap it up.
This was so fun. I need to go.
Wrap it up
on the motorway on that M25, clutching my stomach, belly bubbling. I actually don't respect myself. I shouldn't actually be eating any gluten or dairy.
But why did kids why did healthcare teachers in the 90s not clocked that actually
They didn't give a shit.
milk for kids. And I know calcium, but
They
gluten
didn't
intolerance.
give a damn. I don't even think they even knew that a majority of the black kids there were lactose intolerant. But now it makes sense as to why that girl told you about shut herself.
Yeah. And also the toilet was a bit of a state.
Yeah, and it was a walk away. Why was it outside? No one actually questions why the toilets were outside. Why were the toilets outside? They were so far. The girl said, "You know what? I'm gonna shit myself, and now I'm gonna tell Steph. Like, I'm not gonna tell the teacher that you shat yourself.
Poor thing, man.
Like, do shat herself.
Must have
No tights. She wore socks that day.
Poor baby.
So it's just poo. It wasn't poor baby. She was in a year above us.
Yeah, but how old are we?
We would have been. We were in the smaller playground, so it might have been in year 1 or 2.
Yeah, she's only like 8.
Year 3.
Fair.
You're a big woman.
Fair.
You're a big woman.
Fair.
To poo on yourself.
With socks on.
With socks on.
I mean, at least it's better. It's better than if she had tights on. It'll be
No,
right.
I feel like it would be better. At
Well,
least
because
it
you
would contain the smell
contain
of
it.
it. But it was just raw pant and poo.
It's just.
I don't even know
Also-
why she was in our class that day.
Also, can I just say, yeah, that like now getting a whole, because I'm older and wiser, long in the tooth, and I get a whole understanding of anxiety and pressure. Imagine feeling that in a small body, a small baby body. Do
So
you
she
know?
pooed.
So it's like, and I know a lot of people
But okay, even if you
poo
felt
when they're
like that,
nervous,
okay,
though.
if you're anxious and nervous, that means you have shame. If that was true, why did you tell me?
That's true.
Why did that?
You're
Why
like
the heck?
And the thing is, now it makes sense to tell you. In school,
Why would you tell me that you shat yourself and then proceed to show me?
she showed you.
She showed me the poo.
You're joking.
She showed, I kid you not, lifted her skirt. Tilted the pant just a bit so I could see the poo. And that's like, oh, hell no. Miss? Miss? Someone? Hello? Clean up on aisle 2. Get this girl the fuck out. I don't even know why she's with us. This old woman.
Why did she show
I
you?
don't know. Now that I think about it, there's probably something wrong with her.
Yeah.
She always was a little
Hmm.
strange.
Anyway,
Hi guys. Welcome to We Just Got Here. It's hot as fuck outside.
it is.
I've sweated in places I didn't even know I could sweat in. Especially in the gym. At the gym, I didn't even know if I was sweating because I was working out or if I was sweating because I was hot.
I had that. Also, my autoimmune thing has kicked off. It's great.
What's your body eating now?
Self at this point.
Yeah,
I've got the little
what part?
HS things
Oh, that's friction.
from the sweat.
Where is it? Just point. I keep talking so the camera just faces me. Yeah, that's friction.
I was very annoyed.
Yeah, that's friction. Get the rub. What's that rescue thing? The balm, the anti-chafing balm.
See, the place where it is, I don't think I can up there, you know.
Oh, you know what? Just
But-
warm showers.
No, but you know what I'm doing now?
Oh, not that you're surgical.
But Stephanie, I am soaking myself in Hybe scrub. Listen, one thing about me is if I see anything on my body and it looks slightly unhygienic, slightly not supposed to be there,
Even
burn it to the ground.
Okay, so we're gonna soak ourselves in.
Hybe scrub.
You just stand there for 15 minutes in the shower with the pink foam.
So,
You just stand there.
I can't wait till we
Do you
start.
put on
adding
a
it.
timer?
No, I have music playing, so I listen to songs.
Okay, so like
So I
after
stand
3 songs.
Stand there because obviously you rub it
Hmm?
all over you, and it's like some of it's red, but some of it's clear. Mine is clear, and then it's not the most lathery.
I could imagine. I don't expect it to be like Dove.
Because it's surgical soap.
Yeah, it's surgical. So I don't think they need anything that will lather. You just need stuff that will kill.
Literally.
That will kill.
So you try and lather it up as much as you get. You're getting like one
little
sod.
little bubble. Like, oh,
It looks slightly milky.
it's like, oh, okay.
It's
I see
trying.
what you're trying to make me do. I
trying.
can't really do. I'm too busy fighting these germs. But if you want aesthetics, I'll just give you a little
I
bubble
can't. I'm just here to do my job.
I'm just here to do my job. I don't know. This ain't Dove. You should have gone to Dove if you wanted Dove.
And so then I have to put it in every crevice. Obviously, missing. You can put it on the vulva, but anywhere else.
I would even put it there. I would even put it there.
Just every little crease and cranny, and then you stand.
Just like that. What if someone breaks into your house or you hear a strange noise downstairs?
I'll right, but see, I've done this. So the other day, I put high-vis scrub on, and then I was like, oh, I need to quickly mop the bathroom floor, sweep the bathroom floor, because I had to double time. It was a Saturday, so I think I was coming here early, right? Yeah, so it might have been a couple of days ago, to be fair. So I had to do bare things. I think I might have still had conditioner in my head. I don't.
What a scene.
And then
if someone was to break into your home, see you mopping butt naked, with surgical
butt
scrub
ass
on you,
naked,
conditioner. You can't even fight. You can't even fight.
I'm slippery as hell. I'm slippery as hell.
They can't catch you, but you can't run either. You're slipping out of his hands, but you can't run. So both of you are just sliding everywhere.
It's because I was like, I might go and stay at my mum's. So I need to clean his bathroom, but I don't have much time. So whilst the high-vis scrub is on me, whilst I'm marinating in the high-vis scrub,
I'm going to mop. I'm going to do chores.
I'm going to speed mop.
A scene.
Being in my world is insane.
There's a time and place to multitask, you know? Maybe not butt naked with your... But that's how I feel when I wash the shower and whilst I'm
naked.
Showering. And I'm naked and the bleach is in my eye. And I'm like, I'm actually butt-ass naked here. I'm mad vulnerable right now. Just scrubbing bleach in my eye. I'm coughing. I'm butt naked.
Just inhaling the bleach
Just
so you can barely breathe.
Like, if I pass out, I'll be butt naked here. They'll call the ambulance and they'll have to collect me butt naked. Just a sponge in hand.
I mean, you will be hovering. The cheeks are...
Yeah,
the cheeks there.
It depends on how I fall. If I fall sideways, it's just going to be tit rolled out across the shower.
To the left.
Then my legs just there, like feet crossed together. You can't really predict how you land.
You will look like... You know that pose where you stretch out your glutes and your back?
Yeah, just...
But what? Your arm will be this side, you'll be looking this side, and your tit will follow.
I'll have to ask someone to just change position for me, please. Don't let them... The first ambulance paramedic that will walk in, I'll be like, just shift me before you let the rest of them come in. Just save my dignity. Give me one of them foil blankets that you have. I'm in shock.
Cover me.
Please. And put me on that stretcher. Don't let me walk out like this.
Because sometimes I feel like gowns, we're going all over the place, but like hospital gowns, are just so...
The most embarrassing and humiliating gowns on earth. As if it's not already embarrassing that you're in hospital. Now your ass is out. Your ass is out. The nurse comes in with the pan. It's just easy access. You can't even protest.
Just
you can't even
turn
shout.
you over.
Just put it under. Like, it's humiliating.
I'm just like...
Why can't you close the back?
Why is it designed like that?
Have a zip.
Do something like...
Have a zip. This is humiliation.
Even a little button.
You can't even like...
Just cheek.
Cheek out. Cheek out. You can't even protest. Nurse will just turn you over, asses out, easy access. Don't matter if you want it or not.
It's insane. When I think about it, I was like, the amount of cheeks I've seen in hospital gowns.
I remember when I was in hospital, I insisted on wearing my gown underneath it.
You have, I get why.
Because I'm not, you're not leaving me out here with my ass
vulnerable,
out.
Cheek
I
out.
don't know who's going to come in here at night. And I remember I was in the same ward as another old woman. She just wouldn't sleep. So she was just staring at me from across the room. And I had to ask the nurse to come and close my curtain. Because I was just like, I don't know. Margaret, I don't know what I did to you. If I remind you of someone that you knew back in the 1800s. But I just want to remind you that we're free. It's the 21st century.
And the thing is, sorry, as we're talking about this, I'm like, what if I'm just there, cheek out, cheeks out, just suffering / barely cognizant, but there's a handsome... Imagine I had a handsome nurse. What'd you do? Just
you can't affirm it.
Just like, it could never be...
You knew what you signed up for, sir, when you became a nurse. So, this is it. What do you want me to do?
I'd be so embarrassed. You know, I'd be crying to you.
You need to do something. Do it. Listen. This is me. You've probably seen my medical record. That's
Very
enough to
true.
put you
Yeah,
off.
yeah. Fair enough.
I can't lie to you. That's enough to put you off. So, you know, at this point, hey,
Wrap it up.
wrap it up. Just what do you need to do? Where do you need to put
Let's
the
go.
tube?
Do it
Just
and go.
I
Do
ain't
it and
got
go.
time.
Anyway, how's your week?
I mean, it just begun. I ain't got much to give you. I ain't got much to give you. Nothing has happened.
Guys, it's a Monday. Now we
It's
have
a
to...
Tuesday.
Fair.
It's Tuesday.
Fair.
What's happened? I feel like I've been rushing everywhere.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Across the weekend, yeah,
Mm.
I'm sure I saw flashes in the sky.
Okay.
No, Stephanie, I'm convinced. Stephanie, I'm convinced. So me and my mum were in the house, right? Obviously, it's blazing sun, right? So everything's bright. Imagine bright. Imagine the house just goes dark and then light, like in a millisecond, and we both experience it, dark and then light. And it wasn't long enough because normally, you know, when if it's a huge truck that passes by, because it's so huge and we live on a residential road, it will take time. It was dark and then light. Stephanie, there's something going on.
Okay, don't speak about it here. Obviously, don't invite the spirit that was haunting you over here. That's fine. My L of the week is that I was locked out of my laptop.
Why? How?
Over the week. I don't know. Max just decided that my password wasn't my password anymore. And it was my work laptop. So I had a whole bunch of deadlines that I missed because I was just like, Friday evening, I couldn't get in. So at the crack of dawn on a Monday, and I don't usually go to the office on a Monday, I had to get up and go to the office. So I went to the IT department. Tell me why I met a queue.
Oh, everyone.
Oh,
swear.
It wasn't everyone, but it was a
lot
of people. And I was like, I've tried everything. I've been on all the Apple forums. I was pressing all types of keys, terminals, coding, whatever you could think of. Couldn't get in. It was gaslighting me, saying my password. I kid you not. It took this man all of 3 seconds. All right, create a new password. I said, but I did this already. It didn't work. He was like, well, it shouldn't have allowed you to do it in the first place, so it probably didn't even work. I said, typed in the password.
It's because your business is super secure, innit?
Yeah, but too secure. Why would you lock me out of my own work laptop?
Yeah, that's crazy.
3 seconds, I was in.
And out.
In.
Oh, into your
into the laptop. My man's looking at me, I'm looking at him. I'm like, well, you clearly it happened to a few people. So don't look at me like to say I'm being dramatic. I was like, so why does this happen? He was like, sometimes Apple just does that. I said, upon all the money we're spending, Apple just decide one day that I can't get into my laptop.
Apple actually rule the world.
They're gaslighters. That's what they're gaslighters.
I can't with them.
Gaslighters. It's too much power. Because what do you mean you can just decide one day that, you know what, let's just not let her into a laptop.
Imagine if like they all of a sudden just said, yeah, we want everyone locked out while we do stuff.
And they could. I couldn't edit or anything. So this week's Reddit Realness, you see how it's a bit different. There's stuff missing. Yeah, I had to do that on my other laptop. I had to even pay for Premiere Pro on that laptop. Because I couldn't remember my password for the one that I used on my other laptop. But I just had to use a free trial and that was a bit limited. So I was like, I got to pay for the full thing and now I got a discount for the first 3 months. But yeah, that was hell.
Brother, you should have messaged me. I've got 2 logins.
For what?
Premiere.
I wasn't thinking about that, girl. I was thinking about getting Reddit Realness uploaded on a Sunday night.
Fair enough.
I have 4 hours left. I said the people are depending on me. And then my win of the week. What is my win of the week? Oh, I made it to the gym, guys. Hallelujah. We thank God. I really thought they lost me for a second. To be fair, it was only like 9-10 days. But it has been a struggle. Before I could wake up at 4 a.m. and be like, yep, gym. Now I'm bed. My eye is barely open as I'll set my alarm and then dash my phone at 4 a.m. when it goes off. But I actually managed to make it to the gym. It was hell. I did back. But hey, it's fine. It's the last 6 months of the year, so we're going to make it count. We're going to, fix our health and exercise. So yeah, that's my L and W of the week. What about you? Sorry.
W has to be the weather. L is what is my L of the week? It's a Tuesday. What's happened?
Nothing, girl. That's the point.
Stephanie, I feel a plethora of emotions in a day. What is my L of the week? I have I have multiple crash outs. I had another crash out. I had crash outs today. I'm not gonna lie, yeah. I feel like I'm acting like this transition of my life is normal and fine, and it's not. I'm constantly crashing out, and then I'm pretending like I'm
Everything's
normal.
fine, yeah.
Just like I have that dog, the meme of the dog in the burning building. I'm like, it's okay, it's okay. I remember I was doing the gardening by myself, and I was annoyed. I'm not gonna lie to you, I was annoyed, but you know damn well I'm not messaging anyone to come and help me. Andrew messaged me and he was like, I'm just at home. What the fuck? Like, you know, no one does this by themselves. And I'm like,
I mean, I would come, but I'll just end up eating the corner because I don't know how to garden for shit.
that's fine.
Couldn't tell you about a plant unless you tell me what to weed.
I'm burning everything to the ground, not with fire, please. I'm not an arsonist.
Oh, because I can come and do that. Like, if you need to burn the bushes.
Arson. No, I'm just cutting it. It's like if you go into a jungle, if you walk through a bando into a jungle, that's the current state of affairs.
Oh, well, I can come and keep you company.
That's fun.
Maybe cut a thing, but if I see a spider.
Oh, you're gonna see
girl.
loads of those.
Oh, no. You know me, I can't.
It's wood lice and spiders and crickets.
Is there slugs and snails?
No, not right now because it's too hot for them.
Yeah, good. This is why I like summer. You stay where
they
you
dry
are.
out. Yeah, like the other day, I've realized because I've moved into a bando, I need to stop calling it.
It's
that.
actually not a bando.
It's actually not. It's just a house that needs dusting, honestly, and varnishing. Anyway, because I'm so used to that, I'm no longer threatened by spider webs and stuff. So when I was at work the other day, we've got like a little courtyard that no one uses.
Yeah.
And obviously the sun's out. So I was like, we can sit out there. But it's covered in spider webs.
Hey!
And everyone was so petrified. And I was just like, do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do. I was like, oh, big girl. That's such a big girl thing. Daddy long legs just there. I saw Daddy long legs in my house yesterday. And I just watched him. I was like, you know what? Live your life. Just go. I just
wouldn't be able to sleep.
Yeah. I hear it. I was once there. But I got to pick my battles.
True.
So yeah, but on the plus side, because I am an accountable, sensible girl, I have scheduled many appointments with Judith. Many. We're
back in business.
She is back. I'm back every week on the dot. Judith, this is what's happening. Because one thing I do not want to go mad. I value my sanity. So cool. That's me.
Okay, so let's get into our main topic, guys. I know I talk about Pop the Balloon a lot, but I genuinely think it gives us a snapshot, an insight to the state of the dating world today. When you go out to you hear, lately, community, oh my God, partner dating scene is in the pits. I'll go watch Pop the Balloon, and I kid you not, they're eliminating people for breathing. Now, my biggest one, and to be honest, I think I've spoken about this before, the height thing. I honestly, and don't shoot me now, ladies. Don't shoot me now. Don't shoot me now. I honestly think at this point, that is probably one of the biggest things that's causing the loneliness epidemic in this society.
They're just not eating right. The men aren't
They're
eating.
No, it's not. Don't blame the men.
The men aren't
Nourishment is
eating.
expensive. The economy is. Listen, nourishment is expensive. Have you seen the price of butter?
Do you know what? I was having this conversation. Healthy food is expensive in the ass.
Now, food that is enough to grow you is expensive. Leave it alone. Tall men will be extinct by, I don't know, 2100.
God forbid.
Because you can't eat due to the Labour government. We're just not going to have any tall people, especially in this UK. I've never been a babe that really cared about height. You're looking at me like that. I actually haven't.
Okay.
Bear in mind, I'm like 5'10". ish.
So that's my
on a good
point, though.
day.
You don't have to care about height.
Yes,
because
I
they
do,
would
because-
be taller than you
No.
naturally.
How many men are taller than me?
Most.
No. You're talking about. I don't know what made you say that. There aren't a lot of men that are taller than me.
What, like 5? You're bucking bare 5'9s.
Hella.
Actually, you know what? No, there are bare 5'9s.
To the point where when I can look up to him, I'm like, oh, raw, you're tall. I don't come across a lot of men, not like bears, that are taller than me.
Okay. I feel like there's a lot of 5'10s.
No, there's a lot of men saying they're 5'10". That's the
Fair
difference.
enough.
There's a lot of men saying they're 5'10". Whether they're actually 5'10" is a different story. Because people say they're 5'10" and they're up to my kneecap.
It's true.
And then they try and gaslight me. Like, no, you're 6'5". I think we would know if I was 6'5", babe.
Fair enough.
I'm 5'10".
You know me, I'm gullible. I'll believe them. I'll be like, oh, really? Are you okay?
You know what? Maybe there's something wrong with the knee and the hip. You know, you said you had the problem with your hips. So it kind of makes you slant a bit. So maybe that's why. But what I'm saying is that as a tall babe, naturally, if I was to judge by height, my pool would be quite limited. It has been limited.
More limited than most, yeah.
Yes, exactly. So I've never been the person to judge off of height. Have I had guys say, oh, yeah, no, you're too tall. Oh, yeah, I only like short girls, etc.? Yeah, that's
You've
fine.
had men say you're too tall.
Yeah. It's not a feminine thing to be tall. And that's why I've been told. I'm too tall.
I can't imagine that coming out of a man's mouth.
Yeah, no, but obviously the moment they say that, I'm like, actually, ew.
Yuck. Can you rate yourself?
Insecurity.
Yeah, man.
And bear in mind, it's from men that are taller than me. But they want a little petite fruit.
Sorry, swear down.
Yeah, they want a petite fruit.
Oh, that's
a
even,
lot of
that's
men
gross.
want petite women though. Like, oh, she's like shorter than me. I'm like, I'm sorry, I can only present myself as a grown woman that I am. I can't cosplay as a 12-year-old. This is me. And I'm the shortest. Well, actually, no, my mom's the shortest. Then it's me.
Yeah.
So that I come from a family full of tall people. Bar my mum, I don't know what happened there. I really don't know what happened there. But I'm like, okay, cool, that's fine. But I genuinely am quite shocked about how much of a thing it is nowadays. Like, pop the balloon. The man will be taller than her in heels. You're too short. The man will be the same height. You're too short.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Are we eating the height? Are we eating the height?
You know, I get it.
Nah, please. Height can't be the deal breaker.
Same height as
Before
me?
you even ask if the man has kids or how many baby mums, it's, you're
Same
height.
height. Same height as
You wouldn't
me.
date someone that's the same height as you.
I'm a lover girl.
Oh, okay, but why? No, but why? I want to know why.
I just think on an evolutionary basis, yeah, the men that are taller have an evolutionary advantage.
Of what? How? What? They're not hunting. They're going Tesco. So what's the evolutionary advantage?
Okay, you feel more protected around them. Let's be for real. You do.
So it's protection. Okay, can I ask? Who do you have beef with? Can I ask? May I ask a question? Who do you have beef with?
Okay, as you know, right? I'm a soft and sensitive babe. Now, don't get me wrong. I can roar sometimes, and actually, I do see men as my competition a lot, which I, need to cut that up with Judith. But I want to feel secure. I want to feel like when I'm out in places that like you've got my back. Like,
Okay, but who are you beefing?
what do you mean? I don't have to be.
But short men can fight too. A man your height can fight.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they can. They can.
You could be with a tall man and he'll run and leave you. So what? Again.
Yeah,
You
but he
run
needs to have. So what you'd go for, like what some of us are initially attracted to. No, why do you have me sounding like?
Yeah, good. I'm just asking the question because I really want to know. Because every time I ask, it's like, it's just it's not even about the height. It's about the security. Who are you beefing? I need to know on a day-to-day basis who is after you.
You want to feel like when you step out with a man. Oh my god. When you step out with a man, that you just feel safe with them, that they are a sense of security. And again, that's not to say you don't use your brain, because like I know there's a lot of memes about girls doing la 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 la.
Switch off your brain when you're around him. Excuse me, heighten that brain. It activates it even more.
Yeah, so I don't necessarily agree with that. I mean, it's nice, but I don't necessarily agree, because you should always be, just for your own safety, always be switched on. However, it's like an intangible thing. Like when you're around someone that's taller And again, if they're tall and they don't have a bit of oomph to them, if they look like they're gonna run away at the first sign of danger, again, not the most sexy trait, but if they look like they got a bit of oomph to them, like they can protect you, it's nice.
What if he's a short man, but he's built, he's stacked?
It's cute.
See, this is what I mean. Listen.
They're cute though.
No, I just don't think this is fair.
What?
I don't think the height should be a deal breaker.
It shouldn't
And
be.
I know there's who that are gonna come for me and die because she likes short men, etc. My husband is 6'3". I just happened to like a 6'3" man. I didn't go after him because he was 6'3".
It shouldn't be a deal breaker.
But I still don't think it should be a deal breaker.
But it shouldn't be a deal breaker because we shouldn't be fickle.
If you're looking for love, if they're saying, it's not about all of these physical
But it is a
traits,
compromise.
looks, fade, etc. It's about the character and morals and aligned morals, etc. Why does height matter?
But it's because it's a compromise. You have to understand.
How's it a compromise? You're not at war. He's not hunting anymore. He's going to Tesco. So what are we using the height for?
Because it's just initial attraction, Steph. We are evolution. Like the reason we're attracted to people, to women and men, is because we look for an evolutionary advantage so that we can procreate. On the very core of.
Because if you look at some people's baby dads,
I hear it.
I'm still looking for the evolutionary
But this is what I'm saying. This is when, fair enough, but this is when you compromise. Because sometimes the man will be sickly looking, bless them, and sickly men also deserve love. But you will compromise. You'll be like,
Sometimes they compromise on the height.
Well, what are you willing to compromise on? Some people will compromise on the looks.
So, okay, the person can be horrible, but because they're tall, you will compromise.
No, because you must have sense in this game. So really, the men who have a great personality, that comes first, who are loving and caring, 6'5", who have good jobs, like look after their family, are community orientated. Do you know what I mean? Go to church, maybe, whatever the things might be.
This list that you're writing.
Remember, I said
this is the problem. Listen, I'm not saying that they exist, but
I'm not saying.
Are you taking these things yourself? I'm not even being a pick me, but my words. My words.
Now, obviously,
all these things in one person.
No. So again, not everyone's gonna have all of them, all the things, but you've got to choose which are your things.
What if he has all of those things, but he's not tall?
Then you get to know him. You get to know him. You're
We're
open to get.
Okay, let me ask this: if even the short girls and the average height girls are gunning for the tall people, who's gonna date the short men?
Okay, now
who's gonna date the good short men?
Let me tell you something.
Of the world.
Let me tell you something. The short men are having their moment because I'm now seeing so much content. Spudding the short kings.
Because there ain't enough tall men to go around. So everyone's like, you know what? Let me actually look at Frederick. His little button-up shirt.
And you know, obviously,
and they're happy. They're fine. I saw there's that TikTok couple with the super tall lady and the super short man. They be making their content. They're happy.
Yeah, and she's got the height.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's balanced.
She got the height, exactly. What do you need the height for? Are you selling your kids? I don't understand. What do you need the height for?
I'm just saying, I don't personally have the height. So
okay. What do you need it for? May I ask, what do you need it for?
Evolutionary advantage.
Which is what, Christiana, no one's hunting these days. We have Deliveroo. the food comes to us.
For now. Let's say the world in the future. Anyway.
Well, we're going to go back to hunting, Christiana.
Also, my point is that, you know me, fitness and health can...
Hey, don't bring that here. Hey, that's a different thing. I didn't say width. I said height. Don't come and talk to me about fitness. I said height, not width.
So my point is, that the short kings, when they look good, you can tell they take care of themselves. They're healthy. It can make up for the height slightly. Can it just give them another evolutionary advantage? So
you can compromise on height then?
Yeah, I can. Yeah. But I can compromise on a lot of things. I'm just saying that height is a thing. I'm not saying I can't compromise on it. Of course.
I just feel like if the men are saying they're lonely and the women are saying they're lonely, we've got to be in the middle.
Yeah, but what are you willing to meet on, girl?
But I just feel like height is such a minute thing.
It is, but everything's a minute thing. Being bold is a minute thing.
Yes, it is.
Like when the man starts to have the little bold patch, we gotta be like,
they
yeah,
can't
you know
help
what?
it, innit?
Fair enough.
You can't help your height.
You can't help your face.
You can't help your skin color to an extent.
To an extent. So there's all the things. So in the same way, people that might not be conventionally attractive, medium ugly, as some may say, you know, they obviously will find love too. It's always, there's this thing. You just have to work out what you're willing to compromise on.
I just feel like the height thing is getting too much. And the thing is, the people aren't living their raps because I'll see them outside with their partner. I'm like, this is an average sized man at best.
And this is true. And I will say for the girls that do like height, I'm a girl that also likes height, as we know. But I can compromise. Like when love catches the heart, Stephanie. It's not the.
But that's
it's not what I would die
say.
on.
I feel like sometimes, yeah, we lie a lot on social media, and there's other girls or impressionable women that read it and think it's a fact and start leading with that notion, not realizing that everyone's lying, and there's actually not enough tall people, men included, to go around.
Number one, I always say we don't live our raps, and I say this on the podcast all the time. We don't live our raps.
We say it, but when they're on Twitter, I see it.
But also, if people want to talk about their preference, because remember, their preference is one thing. What they date is another. That's because a lot of the people they're dating are not their preference.
And that's what I want to emphasize.
Go on.
People say things. What they're doing in real life is different. If you want to have a preference, make sure it's a preference formed from your own opinion, what you like, not what another woman
I don't think it is though. I think it's what your ideal is. Because I could say I want on a preference thing. I find like the Morris Chestnuts and like the African American actors like beautiful. That's gorgeous. I'm not meeting them, so that's not what I'm dating.
That's what I'm saying though. Be open.
Okay,
because yes, people have preferences, and yes, they'll be open. A lot of people openly speak about their preference, but it's not gospel. Because there's a certain podcaster who we know and love who got flogged on Twitter last week over the weekend because they said basically that they wouldn't want to date a man who was on 40k. Now, context, because I feel like that podcast basically baited them into answering that question, which I already feel a way about it. But she's a high earning woman.
Yeah.
That 40k, she probably gets paid that for one job.
Yep.
Okay. So it's reasonable for her to want that. Now, if it was a different situation where that woman was on 30 or 40k, I'd be like, sister. Because again, right now that woman exists in a completely different world to us. The money she's touching, people probably get paid that in a year.
But this is what I'm like. I kind of, when people get heated about stuff on the internet or in general, actually in real life, we just have to be like, sometimes it's not us.
Yes, and it's not, and move on from it. But
so if
I think sometimes, but then I'm also like, there's nothing wrong with what she said. And when people are overreacting and calling her cussing, I'm like, okay, this has clearly triggered you because you don't fall into that.
And I was gonna say it comes from their own insecurity because you want women that she reminds you of. You want women like her, but she doesn't. She's obviously what her preference isn't people that you represent.
Exactly,
but that's okay.
Yeah, that's what a lot of stupid stuff as well is about. Oh, she's not like paying enough or hot enough to have those preferences, which I think is very stupid. Because does that mean that if someone doesn't fit your standard of beauty, they shouldn't aim for higher when they're at that level as well? Yeah, no, that's definitely rooted in misogyny. But yeah, I just found it really interesting. But what I was thinking about is like, okay, cool. People are commenting on the assumption that she is on 40k. If she was on 40k, okay, fair enough. I'll be like, okay.
Why would they comment on that assumption?
A lot of people didn't know who she was. You can tell by the comments. I'm like, you actually don't know who she was, because if you did, you would keep your mouth shut.
Oh, I see. Okay.
If she was someone that was on like 40k or 30k or whatever, yeah, have your preference of like wanting to meet a high earner, but also be okay with the probability that might most likely won't happen.
You know, whenever I have these conversations, I'm kind of like everyone has the battles that they're willing to fight, right? And I feel like if you hold hard to any preference, which is why I'm like, I have a preference, but it's flexible.
Yeah.
Because you might meet the love of your life and he might be 5'4" and he's just everything you could ever dream of and treats you in the exact way you want to be treated and is your match. And it shouldn't be, oh, I don't want to date you because of that.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Like, we should have more substance than, all right, this is the preference that I must stick to. Because, of course, if you've got, like, as I said, I gave you, like, 7 boxes for the man to tick. If I'm waiting for one man to tick that box, me, I'll die alone.
Hey.
I understand I'll
They'll
die
have
alone.
to use AI, Chat GPT, to generate it for you. They'll have to use Chat GPT.
To be fair, and I think that's going to be a problem in the future anyway.
Yeah, no, people are already starting dating Chat GPT. Of course they will. Because if you leave humans to their own devices, what will they do? Fuck. Even if it's technology.
But I also think that, like, with... and this might be an old school mentality, but I think with all the things that we're willing to stand by and not compromise on, there's also a consequence on other side of it. So, i.e., if I have 7 things that a man has to tick, I might be waiting another 18 years to meet a man. Do you know what I mean? If he has to tick all those boxes. In the same way, if I settle down with someone that is not conventionally attractive to me, I may see someone conventionally attractive later on and be like, oh, he's attractive. Cool. Like, you've got to be, and the reason I say this is you've got to know what you can compromise on. Do you get what I mean? So if height is your thing and you want to die by height, you might actually meet someone who's not actually that nice, but he has the height. Are you willing, if you're willing to put up with it, that's your own. There are some people, I watched a podcast the other day, and if people cheat, they're fine as long as they sustain the person. The person was like, I don't mind if he cheats as long as you're looking after me. That's the hill that you can, if you can tolerate that, that's your own. Do you get what I mean? I think the problem comes when we flog people for hills that they're willing to die on. Do you get what I mean?
I hear it. I just feel like like the way they do it on Pop the Balloon, I'm like, the guy hasn't even spoken.
Do you know what though? But Pop the Balloon is like, I don't know if any of them actually believe I'm going to find the love of my life here.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know. Even the way people talk about height in real life, I'm just like, I just don't. As someone who probably should be concerned about height, well, if I was single, I just don't see it as a deal breaker. And maybe I'm talking to someone who's tall, so it's like,
but I don't.
People
is
might
it
say,
actually
oh,
a deal breaker for every people?
But the way people talk about, like, they talk about short kings like it's like a plague.
I mean,
like they're not humans. It's come to a point where even incels, like when you see them on Twitter, like, yeah, because you women always say you want someone who's 6'3", da, 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 da. Like, they genuinely think like if they're not at that height, that they
won't
don't
find
have a chance. I'm like, no, it shouldn't even be a thing.
Bless them, man.
It shouldn't even be a thing.
But also,
I guess you can also compare it to weight. People like bigger people. Some people like smaller people.
Also, I definitely think it's a cultural thing. Because, like, obviously there's some countries where the genotype means that you're not hitting a certain height.
You've just eliminated, like,
so
7 billion people out of the 8.
Like,
they're never going to hit that.
But there's someone out there for everyone. So, like, short kings, you can go to Japan.
No, it shouldn't be that extreme.
It should not be that extreme.
It's actually, please, people are not living their raps. I just want people to know, like, and I can't talk about this without talking about, like, the human psychology of, like, herd mentality, because I feel like social media has heightened this issue. I feel like people are starting to form their ideal man based on what other women is saying are ideal traits. Like, and that's why I've always been on edge about sprinkle.
That's weird.
That's why I've always been on edge about sprinkle, because I feel like maybe 2 out of the 8 things that she says make sense. The rest, I'm like, this is very dangerous for someone to go into the world thinking that this is what they're entitled to.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Every time I see sprinkle, I'm so confused.
I just scroll because I'm just like, first of all, I can't get past the way her lips go when she talks.
Girl,
I've been trying to figure out that what happened.
Girl, okay, can we talk about it? Stephanie? Stephanie?
What is going on there?
And
I thought it was just me.
Girl, because I was like, this can't be her. Like, when I first saw her, I was like, no, this obviously isn't. And
No,
I
it's
typed
her.
it in time and time again, and
It's
that
her.
kept on coming up. And I was just a bit like, then I was hearing the things she was saying, and I was like, this can't be what everyone's talking about. Surely not.
No, it is.
And I just don't really, I don't get it. Like and you know, just because of the jobs we do and like what we do here, like even from a marketing point of view, I don't understand how this is what's got everyone, and not just obviously a looks thing on a, but the looks and the content together. I just don't know why everyone's following
Because
it.
people are desperate to be loved.
But she doesn't talk about being loved.
No, but they're desperate to be loved, but also people want the soft life in it. And again, that goes back to social media. What has been portrayed by these women that live those lives, a life of luxury, you know, not having to work, going on trips, etc.
I have a question.
And I'm like, go on.
But then surely, like, and this is, more so I'm asking you this because obviously you're on Twitter more, so you see more of this type of stuff, right? But surely if you wanted love and stuff, like you wanted fulfillment and companionship, which everyone is after, and soft life, you would surely follow the teachings of Ciara versus Sprinkle Sprinkle.
Yeah, but Ciara's, remember when she met Russell, she was already rich and famous. So she had access to people like that. For the normal Becky down on Woodgrange Road, where's she coming across a man like that?
And Sprinkle Sprinkle, remember, I see her stuff sporadically. Sprinkle Sprinkle teaches the Beckys that they're gonna get.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Without doing the work.
But you see why this is very dangerous. Also, again, a massive thing of this is actually wealthy people tend to date wealthy people, or at least people that have access to those circles. So Becky can spend all her time on this TikTok live trying to become a high value woman, get all the facial balancing and I don't know, fucking, I don't know, what is it, cashmere, kaftans, whatever she wants, or dress as preppy as she wants. You can't dress your way into those circles. It's just...
Yeah, surely, but that makes me think, surely you'd work your way. You just work your way into the circle.
How?
So you had, no, as in you would earn the money to be in
that. That's the thing. But again, it's just this heavy emphasis of like, this is what you need to do to get a high value man, etc. And I'm not saying that if you want a high value man, I don't think no one's deserving of a high value man. It just depends on what you mean by a high value man. But the reality of the situation is that we are not all gonna end up with millionaires. There's just not enough of them.
Also, why can't a man that's just earning a decent living be a high value man? And like,
That's the thing. That's what I say. That's why social media is dangerous, because it kind of warps it warps the perception of reality. And the thing is, it's gotten to the point where you can't even correct someone and be like, hey, I'm not gonna lie to you, chances of you getting a millionaire, it's kind of slim. Because they're like, oh, you, why aren't we entitled to good? You are entitled to good things, but also be realistic, girl.
Also, as we're speaking about this, I realized that and I know what you're saying is true, we're going into a weird space where like we don't value partnership at all.
Yes.
It's like, I want to be taken care of. I don't want to be a partner in it. And I understand the want for a soft life, but I feel like me and you have these conversations. We want soft life also, but we want to earn our lives. Yeah. Because we want ownership over our lives. I would rather die than a man fund my life.
Oh my God, I'm too stubborn for that. I'll starve to death.
Oh my God.
But I've always been like that. Even growing up, I never asked my parents. I never said I wanted a rich man. I always was adamant that I want to be the rich woman. Whoever I end up with, I don't care if they have money or not, because I want to be the rich woman. And when I say rich, as in I want to be successful. And that's always been my drive. I want to be successful. I want to have control over myself. A man sustaining me through their own success has never been an option for me. It's never been an option for me.
Also, we grew up in an era where we're like, that's too techie, because the same way that's given to you can be taken away. I don't have... No.
Exactly.
No, thank you.
Exactly. So, yeah, I've never looked at men like, oh, how much does he Don't get me wrong. Obviously, I'm not stupid. Like,
have a job.
Have a good job. But I've never looked at a man like, oh, how much does he earn? Because now that I'm older, obviously, I get why people do it. There's stuff like mortgages, maternity leave, etc. But not unfortunately, but because of my upbringing, because I grew up in like a single parent household, I always saw my mum working and providing on her own. So I've always, prior to me getting married, I always planned life as an independent woman. So I knew this is how much I need to earn in order to buy a property, in order to sustain myself, etc. And if a man comes along, okay, great, that's a bit extra on the side, a bit extra support. But I've always made sure that I earn enough to sustain myself. So if anything happens, I know I'm good.
Yeah.
That's just always how I've been. So for me, when I get nervous when I hear women talking about men in a
Being
certain way, like
sustained,
as a means of survival, because I'm like, that could be taken away from you at any minute. It might not be that he cheats or he leaves, etc. It might be that he dies and he
Yeah.
ain't got life insurance. Do you know how expensive funerals are? Mortgage payments. Anyone that has a mortgage out there, you know how much you're paying. I'm just saying, nursery fees. My colleague said that she was paying £2,000 each for her children
Yeah.
to go to
crazy.
nursery for 5 days. I said, are they feeding them gold in there? What are they teaching? They better be building spaceships and building the next nuclear bomb for you to be out there getting me to pay £2,000 for these kids to come back and be doing A, B, C, D. If you do not do a maths equation right now,
Do algebra.
I want you to come out there speaking Arabic, Spanish, and French.
Doing statistics.
About A, B, C, D.
Statistics, GCSE
Twinkle,
at 5.
twinkle, little star. Mummy, sing the nursery rhyme for £2,000?
Actually, as you're saying that, I think that's why that must be why there's an up of homeschooling.
Of course. Because if you're eating my whole salary to go feed my children sweet corn and noodles with ketchup and sing twinkle, twinkle, little star, I'll teach them. I'll teach them. Today, we're going to learn how to turn eba and make a goosey soup. On Thursday, we'll do alphabet and maths and art. Friday, we learn how to cook jollof rice.
Add a little bit about teaching them how to be emotionally intelligent in the mix.
I'm not going to do the psychology stuff because I'll mess it
Stephanie.
up. I'll mess it up. I'm still working on myself. I'll mess it up. Like if they hit you, hit them harder, crush them, finish them. I can't do
know
that
what?
one.
Fair.
Leave that to my husband. You go teach them emotional intelligence. I'll literally raise the next dictators. I can't. I know my strengths and I know my capabilities. Okay, them kids will cut. I can't. There's certain subjects I will cover, and there's certain subjects my partner will have to cover. You do this one.
And to be fair, he looks like he'll be good at it.
Yeah, he'll be good at it. Me, I'm like, who is this?
There's one day I remember seeing my friend's partner talk their child through his emotions. Stephanie, I couldn't believe it. I said,
I would love to be that parent. And
hand on
I'm
heart.
actually training myself like, okay, what will I do if they have a tantrum? Okay, what is the problem?
Mhm.
Okay, how are you feeling right now? Okay, that's fine. And then I'll
on a
have to
good
figure it
day,
out
on a good day, you can't be stressed for that shit.
No, I don't ever plan on taking out my frustrations on my kids or anything. I'll just have a room where I can just go shout to myself.
You're going to have a room.
I'm so scared of like giving my children any type of trauma.
I hear that. Same.
I cannot. I'll be the most. You won't even recognize me around my children. But the moment I come out, I'm shouting. But I just don't want to be that for them.
Fair enough.
I'm just very conscious of how people's first bullies.
I don't say
Or
that
sometimes
sometimes
their parents.
That's really sad.
And
It's true.
I never
It's
want.
really sad.
I would literally slit my throat if my kids ever came out and said I was their first bully.
Oh,
It's just
yeah.
I don't
That's
want
really
it.
sad. Yeah.
So all the gentle parenting, the how do you feel? Inhale, I'll practice it on.
just like
I'm
breathe in, breathe out.
hey. I just realized my end of the week, Chica had a panic attack.
Stephanie,
I
how did
didn't
she-
know cats could have panic attacks.
What do you mean she had a panic attack?
As in, so they got, guys, I've missed out a whole entire L. Scrap the height thing. You lot do what you want. Cat time. Cat mums, gather around. Cat dads. The cats got fleas.
So how?
Come and ask me, oh.
They don't come out.
They don't come out, but there's a stray cat that me and my husband made friends with that lives in the park. It was not a stray cat. It has a collar. stroking it. It was rubbing up all against us. You're so cute. Was following us. Was stroking it. I went home. I carried my children. Christiana, these lot have been grooming themselves, itching aggressively. I said, what's going on here? I was like, okay, these lot just like to lick themselves. Christiana, Chooks fell asleep on our bed. We came in. Guy was surrounded by hair and what looked like flea shit. I said, this guy has fleas. My partner's like, no, it can't be. Maybe it's just dandruff. I'm like, cats don't get dandruff. These are fleas. Panicked, went to go bath them. First, we did Chooks. Because Chooks, I thought he was going to be the troublesome one. Bathing Chooks, usual thing. Yeah, looking like a wet rat. We managed to bath him and blow dry him. Chica? It was like she was possessed, eyes black, ready to fight. The girl, look at my hand. Clawed me. We finally finished bathing her after she's been attacking us. Wrap her in a towel. All I hear is, the girl is panting, having a panic attack. Because I fall to my knees. I said, I've killed the child. How will I go to the vet and tell them that I killed her because I wanted to give her a bath? The girl had a visible panic attack. Because you know she already has breathing problems.
Yeah.
So now I need to take her to the vet. I've booked a vet appointment.
You sure it wasn't an asthma attack?
That's what I'm thinking. It was either a panic attack or an asthma attack. But when I took her to the vet last time, they said she's fine. She ain't got asthma. But the girl has breathing. I told you can hear her in the room. She's like Biggie. Like I'll be working, typing. I just hear. Oh, look, she's across the room.
But also, Chica likes to eat.
But she ain't that fat no more. She's not. She's a bit thick, but she's not fat.
Okay, yeah.
But it's but that, I said mouth open. I said, I could not, but I said Chica.
That was this week though.
That was last week.
Oh, okay, fair. Because I was going to say the heat as well will affect them.
No, this is different. Chica is sick. There's something wrong with that girl. I'm taking her back to the vet. Because even her eye, you know, she always has crust around her eye. I read that it might be a respiratory thing.
Oh, baby.
So I think the girl actually has asthma and the vet is just being lazy. So now I'm going to go there like the black mum that I am and cause a scene. I'm not leaving here until you give us a pump, bitch.
Oh, but trying to get her on that pump is going to be your next thing as well.
She going to fight me, but I need to save her.
Yeah.
I need to save her. My baby is dying. And she had fleas.
That's crazy.
So I gave them the tablet and the pipette behind the neck. They said either or. I said both, bitch.
How did they eat? How did they get on with the tablets? Because you know they don't like to eat them.
Okay, so about that, I had to pry open their mouth.
I knew it!
And shove it at the back of their throat and then close the mouth until they were forced to swallow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they do that by their own will. I
They
know
kept
that.
choking it up, spitting it out. I said, I pried it open, put the tablet in, shut the mouth. I said, I'm so sorry. It's for
Do
your
what
own
you
good.
will. Yeah.
And then when I felt the swallow on the neck, I let them go.
Yeah, because Sorrel, to eat that tablet,
I even thought
God.
about crushing it into their food, but knowing them, they'll eat round it and avoid it. So I
because
said,
they'll smell it. They'll be like, no,
Nah,
you won't
nah,
trick me.
you can't trick. This smells like medicine. So I had to they've been going through it, honestly.
Bless
But
them.
thank God the fleas are gone. But remember when I said something was biting me?
It was fleas.
It weren't gnats, it was fleas.
You did sterilize your house though, obviously.
I sprayed down that bitch. Almost choked spraying that shit.
Crazy.
Almost choked spraying that shit.
Luckily,
everywhere.
you don't have carpet, do you?
We do.
Oh.
It's in the carpet.
Well, fleas do live in they'll go to the carpet.
Oh, for fuck's sake, man.
So I remember my first in the house I live in, my first ever buck up on fleas because I never had a pet when I was younger, right? So I remember when I used to be in this house, one day I was playing on the floor and they had old carpet in there. And I was a kid and we just went to visit. And when I came home, itch. But I was a baby, so I was just like, I was probably like 4.
Yeah.
Just on the carpet. There was no animal because there was no animal in the house. So came home, all bites. Turned out, and obviously I remember seeing these black things jumping from the floor. Turns out the animal that used to live in the house obviously had fleas. Carpet. all of them breeding in the carpet. So obviously, as a kid playing, they're just biting.
Oh, I've got to spray down the carpet.
Or yes, spray down, sterilize, steam
Oh,
clean.
no, I need to get out.
What, take
I
out?
need to get out. I need to get out. Oh my God. What? Don't get cats. Just don't get pets. Oh my God.
Well, actually, the lesson here is strays. You shouldn't really.
It wasn't straight. It was owned,
No,
but it was just friendly. Just be outside.
And that's the thing about outside cats, because I've got a local one
Yeah.
near me, and like whenever she sees me past a certain bitch, meow meow,
Yeah.
like they're really sweet.
They come, they be
And then
they'll be rubbing up against you.
Yeah, because they make friends with everybody. That's the thing.
Hey.
Because like I remember I was talking to her. Obviously, I don't know, outside her house, so I looked mad. But I was talking to her, and then another guy walked past me, and he was like, "Oh, my best friend." I said, "Okay, so
You do this to everyone.
you do this to everyone." So at this point, you probably do this to cats as well. So you're just there collecting all the
heifer
yeah.
infected my babies. It's like when your husband goes out to cheat and then gives you an STI.
Yeah, it's literally that.
Because I was like, how did they get fleas? They don't even go outside. And I was like,
That's crazy.
that fucking heifer.
But also it means that you lot carried the fleas on your clothing.
On our clothing. So now I have to take my weekday hoodie to the fucking dry cleaners.
Yeah. Sorry, Sha. I'm really
Fuck, a big L. Please, let's read the Reddit Realness so that I can forget about how much of a mess my life is.
Not you clocking when you're here. Reddit Realness. I pretend to be okay with my husband's family, but honestly, I think they're disgusting. Every holiday I smile. I bring the pie, I clean up the dishes, I nod and laugh at my in-laws' fake jokes, their weird little digs, their backhanded compliments. My husband thanks me every year for getting along with them. He tells me I've come so far. The truth is, I loathe every single one of them. His mother once told me in front of her friends that she was relieved our baby took after him. His father got drunk and asked if I used to be a man. It's not funny. It's not funny. His father got drunk and asked if I used to be a man. I thought she was exaggerating, but actually, no. His sister cried when she found out we were pregnant because she always thought she'd be first. It's not great, but fair enough. People are immature. His grandmother called me urban. I'm Filipino.
Oh, God.
I'm tired of pretending. I'm tired of swallowing their insults and cleaning up their messes. Every time I speak up, my husband goes quiet. Don't start something. So I don't. I just simmer quietly and fantasize about skipping every single holiday and taking my baby, packing a bag and just not going back. I don't want to be the bigger person anymore. I want to be a person.
Sorry, it sounds like the in-laws from hell.
Sounds like they're dumb. They just sounds like they're dumb.
They just, they sound ignorant.
That's it. I I can tolerate a lot. I think, and especially like once I understand you're stupid and understand where it's coming from, it's like you're just dumb. So I confirm it.
No, I'll tell my husband to have a word, and I'll just avoid him at all costs.
Yeah, but what does a word mean to stupid people? If you're honestly stupid, I'm not talking about like if you lack comprehension, like you just don't have it. What does my husband speaking mean?
There's just gotta be a way. Because it's difficult. It's not enough to leave, but it's enough to annoy you to the point where it's like, actually, this is unbearable.
Yeah, I mean, it's enough for me to limit the amount of holidays I spend with them. Also, I think ignorance comes from a lack of exposure.
Yeah.
So no one's ever told you, that's not the right thing to say.
I know. I feel like, because you won't say that at work though.
No, but they might.
I don't think they do.
Not the drunk thing, but like, oh, you're urban. I could imagine they'd say that at work. Was that the grandmother?
Yeah, I mean, she ain't working. She ain't worked for a while.
And also, older people, I find, may not keep up with the times. So they think they're saying one thing that's correct. And actually, you're being offensive. Okay, so let me break this down, right? I honestly don't think the mother saying she's glad the baby took after him. I don't think that's that deep.
I think that's deep. You're
Why?
saying I'm ugly.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Yes, you are.
No, you're not.
You're glad the baby took after him. So if it took after me, what would happen?
But we're not talking about you. So like, okay, if I was to say I had a daughter and I'm like, oh, the baby took after you.
But that's not how the way they said it. They said, thank God the baby took after.
No, they didn't say thank God.
What did they say?
His mother once told me in front of her friends that she was relieved our baby took after him.
That is rude.
That is rude, but like, sorry, when I'm looking at it now, the only thing that was quotations was took after him.
Relieved that that's rude. That's rude.
Actually, the relieved bit is rude.
That's
I'll
rude.
give it that. She was relieved our baby took after him. Yeah, that is rude. That is an underhand comment actually when I'm thinking about it. So I don't think saying, oh, the baby took after you, that's not rude. Relieved that it took after you adds context. Fair enough.
That is rude.
Father got drunk and asked if I used to be a man. That's fucking rude.
That's rude.
That's fucking rude.
No, I'll literally tell my husband, I'm not coming around your family no more. You're just gonna have to deal with it. If they ask why I'm not there, you tell them why. I don't like them
I don't know why that was acceptable in any degree
at all.
I don't even know why that's even a thing you say when you're drunk. Why is that on your mind? The sister crying when she found out we were pregnant because she always thought she'd be the first.
That's a bit bad, man.
It's bad in mind, but it's an insecurity thing. It's just that's someone's own personal insecurity.
I personally, I would say just tell your husband that you limit your time around them. Tell your husband you're not coming around them, and he can relay the message.
That's not feasible though.
Sorry, neither is me sitting there and allowing your dad to ask me if I used to be a man.
Husband definitely has to have a word. I think, yeah, I would say for your peace of mind, just choose the holidays very carefully. So maybe like an Easter, a Christmas.
I would even do that.
Of course you wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
Your tolerance is, you don't have any
I
tolerance
wouldn't.
for it.
I just wouldn't.
But the girl, you're talking about family. That's your husband. You don't want to leave him.
I don't want to leave him, but I don't have to be around. There's people that avoid their in-laws.
Yeah, but is that a feasible way to live life, girl?
I mean, do you know what's not feasible? Me sitting there and your daddy asking me if I used to be a man. So, unless you want your dad to get a fist to his mouth, leave me out of it.
What kind of context? Like, where does that? Where's that said? Like, how does that conversation go? Like, Hannah, I've just got a question. Like,
got a strong jawline there, almost that of a man. Did you?
They just seem a bit uncouth for me.
I would say literally just make your husband have a word and limit the time spent around them. Done.
I would give more graceful advice. I'd say also limit your time you spend around them. On the time that you do spend around them, I just just understand that they're stupid, like and ignorant. But she would have known that.
I don't know. Yeah, no, I would say, honestly, I would say get your husband. My hands are dry. Get your husband to have a word with them and limit your time.
Yeah. And she said she just wants to be a person, so we can't really give more advice than that. Is there another way to work around the situation?
No, there's not. They're disrespectful. If you're not going to get the husband to talk, they're just going to continue. So why would you talk to yourself?
The husband doesn't talk, though, as is apparent.
No, well then, you just don't see them. You're not there. No one can say nothing about you. To you.
That would cause a lot more animosity.
No offense. Why are you trying to appease people like that? They clearly don't respect you.
Because you don't have, with family, let me say this word, you don't always have the option of opting out of the family you're in.
Well, that's the family you're born into, not the one that you marry into.
It's the same thing, bro.
No, because I'm sorry, if your in-laws are disrespecting, you don't have to be around them.
You don't.
You're not their daughter or son.
But you do know that would create, that could.
Okay, but do you know what's creating tension? You asking me if I used to be a man, calling me urban and all sorts. Yeah,
that is cheeky. All right.
Not everyone gets along with their in-laws.
Fair. Fair. Also, if you did want to take another route, it could be explain to them that's not a nice thing to say. It made me feel like this. Communication helps brings family closer together.
All right. Well, you're clearly set on making your in-laws like you. So, do you? And good luck to you. Let's see how that works out. God forbid you marry a Nigerian boy. Go say that to your Nigerian mother-in-law.
What?
That's not nice. That made me feel and so. But my friend, will you get out of my face? We're talking about
Communicate feelings.
Feelings? You do that to a Nigerian mother-in-law. See where that gets you. See where that gets you.
But do Nigerian mums not communicate their feelings also?
Excuse me?
So what?
Communicate feelings?
Yes.
Okay, you stay there. When you feel the cane on your back, you know what a feeling is. Feelings. Go and see the about Nigerian with kids walking around with trauma. You're here talking about communicating feelings. Gentle parenting hasn't reached them yet, Chris. It only touches them when they're old and need someone. Gentle parenting hasn't touched them yet.
Right, let's go on to adult finds of the week.
You know, I can't think of anything, so I'm just gonna say there's a Chipotle in Lakeside now, and their little hot honey chicken burrito bowl slaps. So if you're into Mexican food or you like a bit of Chipotle, go down and try their hot honey chicken. It slaps. That's what I got for you this week. Sorry, guys, I'm actually hungry. Oh my god. What about you?
I will say, apt to what we were talking about earlier. It's I think it's is it My Protein? Is it My Protein or Bulk? There's a High Rocks sour cherry pre-workout gel. They sell them in I think in major supermarkets they sell them. Yes, so it's, what is the brand? Yeah, it is My Protein High Rocks, the pre-workout gel. You can get it in bulk, which is what I'm going to do. But in most normal Sainsbury's and stuff, they sell them per sachet. It's like £2. When that bad boy kicks in, sexy. Actually 230 milligrams of caffeine in that little bad boy. When it kicks in, juicy. I'm on top of the world. I can conquer anything.
They might give you bubble guts. Remember that, guys.
For £2 a pot, cheap as well. But you have to make up for it, and for some of you, you'd have to make up for it with toilet paper. But yeah, that is it.
And that brings us to the end of this week's episode, guys, which means I'm about to do what? I'm about to beg. Guys, if you are watching on YouTube and you enjoyed this episode, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We are currently on the road to 1,000 subscribers to help us get there. I think we're on 890 something. So yeah, help us get there. If you are watching or listening on Spotify or on Apple and you enjoyed this episode, make sure you give us a 5-star rating. Not a 4.8, not a 4.9, but a 5-star rating. Even if you don't think we're a 5-star show, we'll get there. So help us get there. You can find us on We Just Got Here Pod on Instagram, We Just Got Here Podcast on TikTok, and WJGH Podcast on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at Steph Beauty. Where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Tia Honey Roberts and all other socials at MSTIA Roberts.
And it's a wrap, guys. We shall see you on Monday for our
mini-sode.
Bye.
See you later.
I'm going home to eat. Bye.
Bye.